We have a lot to talk about because you really made a lot of headlines this week on Twitter. It all started with a tweet where you said, I saw you're doing a half an hour head-to-head with us. I can't wait to finally beat your main show head-to-head. It's been a long time coming. See you next Friday for AEW Rampage. Of course, talking about SmackDown is running over a half an hour. This made so many headlines all over.
It's the second time that they've decided to go head-to-head with us, and I want for the fans to be able to watch all the wrestling. I'll coin a phrase right now that I'll use from now on. WYW, watch your wrestling. I want people to watch your wrestling. Whatever you want to watch it. And a lot of people have chosen to watch AEW because it's the best show. Watch your wrestling. And I want people to be able to watch everything. So it's the second time they've chosen to put their wrestling head-to-head with mine. And the last time they did it, it didn't happen overnight, but really from the start, AEW consistently did better numbers than NXT. And we eventually won that war, and AEW is now the Wednesday night show. Wednesday Night Dynamite has had a great run, and we'll be back on Wednesday in 2 weeks. But doing the show on Saturday this week, Friday, Saturdays, a big weekend for us. And now on Friday, they're doing a half-hour head-to-head with Rampage, which is new. That's not something we've really allowed the shows to coexist. I put my show on, consciously after SmackDown, knowing there's a huge audience of people that watch that show. And there's a lot of people that are going to watch Rampage, which has been a hit for TNT. And we've had nights where we've been number one. We've been in the top 10, top 20 consistently as a top show on cable. And it's like, for me, I want Rampage to be just as big as Dynamite in time, and Dynamite's consistently been number one. So my goal is for the show to be the top cable show. And if they're going to do a show on cable, that's great. We're competing for that. But they're literally going to do a half-hour head-to-head with us. That's fine, okay? And we'll see what happens. I'm not saying for sure we'll win, and maybe the odds are against us in some ways, but we're going to do the better show, I know. And if you don't believe me, watch the go-home show they did last night, because it sucked. And
talk that shit, yeah.
Yeah, am I? Did you watch it last night?
No, I didn't.
Have you heard it was bad?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, and that's the prevailing opinion.
Tony Khan has gone into complete savage mode and has been talking a lot of crap about the WWE as of late. I think I gotta be the one to say it. He started the real war between AEW and WWE. I say the real war because the Wednesday night war was a joke, if we're being completely honest. AEW Dynamite obliterated NXT on a weekly basis, and it wasn't even close. NXT did win a handful of the weeks, and even then, it wasn't anything too special. AEW really destroyed NXT so badly that Vince McMahon had to fire Triple H from his position and rebrand the show. They clearly did not have a fighting chance. The fans tried to make it seem like it was a much bigger deal than it was, but that's what it was. It was just whatever. Things are different now, though. It seems like it's finally AEW versus WWE this time around. It all started when WWE announced that they would be having a supersized SmackDown on FS1, which took place last night. This was a very odd move because the WWE added 30 minutes to SmackDown, and that is something that hasn't been done before. What's even more bizarre is that Vince McMahon made the last 30 minutes commercial free. This meant that the WWE was in direct competition with AEW, and they made sure to not include any commercial breaks. That decision pissed Tony Khan off so much. He was never one to ever get into the beef and ever talk bad about the WWE the way he does now. Tony Khan never went out of his way to really talk shit about WWE. However, this was obviously way too much for him to handle, and he is obviously furious. Khan has gone out of his way to say that Raw even sucked. He said that AEW would be much better than SmackDown this week as well, and Tony even had a special Rampage buy-in that featured a dream match between Bryan Danielson and Minoru Suzuki. The war has only been getting more and more intense in the past few days. Tony Khan noticed that the WWE won commercial free for the last 30 minutes of SmackDown, and so he did the same thing for Rampage. The first 30 minutes of that show was commercial free as well. Tony Khan even took a shot at them by saying that he had more money than them and he can do the same thing that they did. It was hilarious, and I'm glad that he's not backing down. Top Dollar also dropped a diss track on the Young Bucks, and Roman Reigns also came into the mix defending World Wrestling Entertainment. First and foremost, he took a shot at CM Punk. During an interview with Complex, they asked Reigns if he would be interested in wrestling CM Punk, and he responded with,
"I wouldn't say no, but I mean on a personal level, it doesn't do anything for me. That is not going to elevate me at all. He's older now, and I haven't even seen a full match. I've seen a clip or two, and to me, a step or two has been lost. Then he also got his ass whooped in the UFC.
Roman Reigns would continue and say,
I don't think anybody really believes that someone 200 pounds soaking wet with no explosive bone in their body could ever really do anything to me. I'm 6'3", 265 pounds, a legitimate athlete who can throw some weight around and has been on the gridiron at the highest level. D1, all ACC, and I probably would have maintained NFL if my health issues did not happen when I was 22 years old. So I mean, when it comes down to it, I'll throw him and pretty much the rest of the roster out the club, no problem. They're just like little brothers, you know?
As you can see, things are really starting to pick up for the first time. This is why I believe that the war has actually started. There is no way that Roman Reigns would say all of that if the WWE PR team did not want him to. I have a feeling that the WWE might actually be concerned with AEW since their ratings are much higher now compared to before, and they've even beaten Raw in the demo at one point. There's also a report stating that the WWE is purposely leaking the fast national ratings for AEW Rampage, which is always lower than the actual numbers. The rumor is that this was done to make fans have the perception that the show is on the decline and is continuing to drop in viewers. I'm not entirely sure how true that report is, but it seems more plausible as of late since the WWE has been effectively trying to go into this war with Tony Khan and his company. But something about this entire situation is fishy to me. It seems very strange that the WWE would start beefing out of the blue. Don't get me wrong, they've taken some shots at AEW in the past, but many of those were very subtle. These recent shots seem to be more harmful and obvious. The WWE is not trying to hide it. They're being very abrupt, and Tony Khan has never been this kind of person to take these direct shots at WWE, literally calling their show trash. I can't put my finger on it, but there's something suspicious about all of it, and I don't know what it is. The only other time Tony Khan acted like this was when he mentioned Nick Khan, and Tony Khan even revealed that he informed Nick that he was going to do that before it even happened, and Nick gave him the green light as well. I have a weird feeling that the WWE and AEW might be working together. They probably have an agreement to make it seem like a war is actually taking place right now to get fans excited. You know what I mean? They're the ones leaking out all these reports, and that is why Tony Khan has been so aggressive. That is why Roman Reigns has been taking his shots, and even Top Dollar created a mixtape. If I had to guess, this is all a plan to add some more buzz to the wrestling community, but you never know. That is just a theory that I might get into in another video. And if it's not, then this is actually wild to see. The wrestling community truly needed this war to start. At the end of the day, I do not care if this is a legit or not. I'm absolutely loving the back and forth moments between AEW and WWE. It is fun for the fans, and last night proved that both shows can be good since they are trying to outperform each other. SmackDown was great, Rampage was also great, and in the end, the wrestling fans are winning, and that is all that matters. I don't know why there's people complaining about this, because honestly, I want to see more of it. It's the best when you're not on either side and you just watch WWE, AEW, and the fans of each program get into arguments. That is the most effective way to watch all this go down. Anyways, that's it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. Let me know your thoughts on this war in the comments below. I'm really curious to see what you guys have to say. And on the screen right now are some other videos that you should totally check out if you have some free time. So go ahead and click one of them. I will see you all in the next video.